everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the future, and not as any special kind of future, but we're going to talk about the future using going to. But first, let's remember a couple of things. We're going to be using present continuous for this construction. So our auxiliary verb is the verb to be. Okay? All the contractions are valid. Aren't, isn't, I'm not. Everything works in this construction. And we're going to use it to talk about future plans and arrangements. First, we're going to start constructing a few phrases using present continuous in the future, and then we're going to explain how to use going to for plans and arrangements. Alright, let's start with present continuous. And I'm going to show you something which you're already familiar with, which is this, okay? When we use this type of phrases, like I'm having dinner with my parents, I'm traveling to Paris, she isn't traveling back, or what are you doing? This is to talk about right now, okay? This moment. But if we put a date to it, like a day, or we move it forward into the future just by doing this, I'm going to show you, we're going to use this construction to talk about the future. Let's take a look at the first phrase. I'm having dinner with my parents. The implicit idea is that this is happening right now. Take a look at this. I'm having dinner with my parents tomorrow. Now, I'm using a moment in time to talk about this specific moment. I'm having dinner with my parents tomorrow. So, it's not now. It's the day after today. Future plans. Let's take a look at the next example. I'm traveling to Paris. Without any context, this is interpreted as happening right now. I'm traveling to Paris next week. Again, by doing this, I'm transforming this statement into a future plan or a future arrangement. I'm traveling to Paris next week. I'm flying to Japan in 2 hours. So it's not now. All I have to do is to put a date to it, to put a specific moment in time in the future, and I can use present continuous to talk about the future. It's rather simple. Let's take a look at the third example. She isn't traveling back tonight. Again, a negative phrase and present continuous, and we can use it to talk about future plans. Okay? She isn't traveling back tonight. And this question, what are you doing? What are you doing, okay, when we caught someone in the act of doing something, like, what are you doing now? But we can use this question, which is very useful, like this. What are you doing tonight? What are you doing tomorrow? What are you doing next week? What are you doing on the weekend? And this is a very simple question that we can use to ask people about their plans or the arrangements they may have. Right, still with me? We're going to use going to now as a standard structure in present continuous to talk about future plans and future arrangements. Which means that we're going to use the same structure, going to talk about the ideas we discussed previously. Okay, for example, I'm having dinner with my parents tomorrow. I can say, I'm going to, and then I use a verb, have dinner with my parents. This is also a plan now. I'm going to travel to Paris instead of I'm traveling to Paris next week. And we are going to use it in a negative way, saying she isn't going to travel tonight. Now, for the questions, we're going to use the entire structure. So, what are you going to do? Which is equivalent of saying, what are you doing in the future? Okay? So, basically, we use going to, which is a construction in present continuous, with a verb. I'm going to travel. I'm going to work. I'm not going to leave this country. Okay? What are you going to do tonight? All right? So it's a rather simple construction, and we can use it to talk about plans and arrangements. Okay, now that we're clear with the use of going to, we're going to talk about some of its use in informal speech. And I'm specifically talking about the contraction gonna. Gonna is an informal way of saying going to, and it's widely used both in America and in the United Kingdom. Okay? So, when we say, I'm going to go now, many people would say something like, I'm gonna go now, which has a very distinctive ring and is very easy on the mouth to pronounce, so you can actually speak faster. And it goes like this, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go now. You see? It's very easy to utter, to pronounce. So, same thing here with the next example. Are you going to listen? Are you going to listen? When we remove the T, which is kind of a natural stop in the phrase, it's very simple to say, are you gonna listen? Are you going to listen? So you can actually speak faster. Now, this is not recommended in formal conversation. For example, if you're in an office, okay, or if you're in a formal meeting. But when you're talking with friends, you can use gonna loosely, and especially you're going to hear it in the movies a lot. In songs like Are You Gonna Go My Way from Lenny Kravitz, or We're Not Gonna Take It by Twisted Sister. So there are plenty of examples in popular culture about using gonna as an abbreviation of going to. And that's all the time we have for today. On behalf of everyone here at Smooth Talkers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.